What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sun and Pop's Culture. I'm Sun,
And I'm Pops.
and this is episode 51.
Is it really?
It's 51, yeah. Last
Oh,
episode was
wow.
50, yeah.
Oh, that was the big. Oh, okay. The big.
That's
Yeah,
Big Kahuna.
yeah, it was. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Yeah. Then we had a little break. Sorry for a little mini hiatus there, folks. But there was some travel going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, okay. Here at Sun and Pops Culture, what we do is give you our take on music, movies, video games, comic books, literature, and a little slice of life. Um, East versus West, Sun versus Pops, Z versus X. We just chop it up week to week.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah,
It's a little generation discussion.
yeah. It was brought to my attention last weekend that we haven't covered any literature, and I know that's false. Maybe not a lot of literature, but we've definitely covered some literature. So I'm gonna tell everybody about how I read Dune on an airplane out to San Diego. But anyways, um,
I will also consider comic books
I
literature.
mean, but I think because we say comics and we say literature,
Mm,
certain people, she who will not be named,
I know
brought
who
it to
you're
my
talking
yeah, I
about.
know you do. I know, she knows who she is. It was
I,
brought it to my attention. I said, "What? What?" I said, the hate's gonna continue until she gets a guest spot. I'm just saying. But
Hey, I
yeah,
appreciate the support though.
yeah, I do too.
Thank you.
She's a day oneer,
She is.
begrudgingly a day oneer. But um, but
But
yeah,
yeah, that's us.
that's us. Yeah. And I guess we'll start where we always start.
Yeah, this
Uh,
week's drink.
yeah, this week's drink started out as a 21-year-old's quest to find his favorite drink. And over the course of a couple of years and several episodes, it's evolved or devolved into us just drinking what we feel like drinking this week. So I
Hmm.
guess I had to pick this week. Or did you
Yeah.
get did you bring
Well,
something?
you say what you had. I wasn't able to get it.
Oh, okay.
I tried
You
though.
tried? Oh wow,
Yeah,
okay.
I did try. That's why I
Okay.
was at the store. Mhm.
Oh, well, okay. This week's drink is Twisted Tea Light. So
Oh, you
that's
got the light.
that's light on sugar, baby, because I got the sugar. So and, and yeah, so me and your mom picked up a 12 pack of this the other day just on a humbug because we wanted to have a drink, but we didn't want to be beer bloated on like a Thursday.
Hmm.
So we drank like six the first day. And we were like, huh, those went down pretty
Jeez.
good. Yeah, really, those went down pretty good. And it's just a whole thing because your mom has me redoing the kitchen. So so we drank six the first day and then we drank a couple more yesterday. So I said, well, I guess I'll just finish those off today. So yeah,
Hmm.
Twisted Tea, light. What do you got for the people?
I have Coors Banquet,
Oh, you got the
a,
banquet.
a tall boy. I went,
Yeah,
you said, Twisted Tea. I was like, oh, that sounds refreshing.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I went and I tried looking for it and they didn't have it. I think they're out of it because I specifically wanted just a tall boy.
yeah.
But they didn't have it. So they had this and I got it.
Hmm.
Coors
Yeah,
Banquet.
yeah. The banquet. Hey, Chad would be very happy right now. He'd be so happy. As
I
he
feel
fucks.
like a suburban middle-aged white dad
Do
drinking
you?
it.
Well, hey, that thing's gonna hit your stomach like a brick. I know, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's good, but boy, is it heavy. Man. All right. Well, I need to drink this. So,
I just thought it was funny. Yeah, cheers.
cheers.
I thought it was funny when you said Twisted Tea just because that's a very white girl sorority drink. They're good. They're good, but
That's so funny.
people clown them.
Okay, so what's worse, me drinking these, or when I was doing work for Pooh, and Wood kept coming up with Trulies. He remember he'd have Trulies and be like, "It's Trulies iced tea, Prince. It's sugar free, Princey. It's sugar free." And I'd be like, "What?" He'd be like,
Truly's.
Thomas, look, there's like no calories in this, Thomas." I'd be like, "Okay, bro, okay,
I would say
yeah,
Truly's are worse.
yeah, okay."
I mean,
I
there's
mean,
so I don't judge people for that. It's ridiculous, I think, but there is a stigma to it.
well, I meant to check the label before I drank this because the last two nights, like I don't know if this is just like tea flavored or if it's like actually made with tea. because the last two nights that I've drank them, I've fallen asleep and then woke up at like 3 in the morning. I'm like, oh, the caffeine. I'm like, is it
Yeah,
caffeine
there's
waking me up?
sugar. There's sugar.
Is it because the alcohol wore off? Because I was notorious for that. Like I'd go to sleep because I was drunk, and then as soon as my body like sobers up, I'm like, oh shit, I'm awake. But
Yeah,
which I hate.
they are very sugary. But yeah, that is this week's drink.
Yeah, this
If you
week's
have
word.
any recommendations for next episode, hit us
I
up.
mean, yeah, it says made with real brewed tea right on the label. So yeah, I'm probably taking in more caffeine than I should. I mean, think about it. You drink like six of these, and it's 10 o'clock, and you've been drinking tea for the last 6 hours.
That's why
You're
they're
gonna,
meant for young people,
oh
college
yeah,
kids,
now I see
or
you got,
day drinking.
yeah,
Not at
it's not
night.
really,
It's not a
yeah.
nighttime drink.
I see. Well, I'll probably be up doing something around the kitchen tonight, so it'll give me a little kick. My
Mm-hmm.
lines, my lines might be crooked if I drink too many of them, but you'll have that.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have that. So yeah, where do you want to start, bud?
You want to start with the sad stuff first? Do you want to start with some funny stuff?
Okay, just
Some
let me know when you want to talk about Still City Con too. But
sad stuff first.
I
We
guess,
we had a few celebrity deaths since the
yeah,
last time we met.
yeah,
Um, we just recently, the most recent one was Johnny Hardwick. Here's the voice of Dale in King of the Hill.
really,
Yeah, that was the other day. He was
wow,
64. And
wow,
then Mark Margolis, he was Hector Salamanca in Breaking Bad.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Ting, 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 ting,
he was
ting. See,
84, I think. Yeah,
yeah,
the bell guy, Breaking
yeah.
Bad.
Yeah, I mean, that guy worked until the end, didn't he? I mean, close
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, he was old.
Yeah,
Paul Rubin, Pee
yeah.
Wee
Pee Wee
Herman.
Herman. Yeah.
I guess he
Oh,
had cancer.
yeah, yeah. He had cancer. I made a Pee Wee Herman joke today at Comic Con, and the guy was like, "It's still CityCon," and the guy was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Your grandma was like." Matthew, I was like, that it wasn't too soon. I was thinking it wasn't really a Pee Wee Herman joke. He was just referenced in the joke. But anyways,
What was the joke then?
all I
You can't
said
just
was,
say you said a joke and not
well,
say the joke.
I didn't even say a joke. The dude was telling me a story about when he worked security at a building downtown, and they busted this guy who had mirrors on his shoes and was trying to look up women's skirts as they were going up the escalator.
Wow.
And I said, that's some Pee Wee Herman stuff. And he was like, oh, and I
Oh,
was
that
like,
that is too soon.
no, no, but this is the thing. The thing people don't know, and actually your Aunt Sarah can attest, and so can your Uncle Chris. When Pee Wee Herman first came out, he did like HBO specials, and they were R-rated. And like one of his gags was he used to wear shoe mirrors. Like so,
Hmm.
imagine the Pee Wee Herman character, because the whole thing with Pee Wee
Yeah.
was he was a grown man playing a kid, and he had like a shoe mirror. And I remember this to this day because I was a kid watching it, and there was a girl, and he was like, "Here she comes, here she comes. Put your shoe mirrors on." So he put his shoe mirror on and was trying to look up her dress, and she was like, "I know what you're doing, Pee Wee." But what she said, I got news for you. I'm not even wearing underpants. And he was like, "Oh man," and took the shoe mirror off. So you get it?
I get it.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's why I said it. I wasn't like Pee. I don't think it was a bad Pee Wee reference.
Well, I don't think people knew that lore
Well, I
then.
feel like they should have watched old school Pee Wee Herman. But it is boy Hammy. He had a friend named Hammy. But anyways, rest in peace, Paul Rubens. Um, yeah. Go ahead, bud.
Uh,
All right. This is the sad part,
this
everybody.
is this. I guess it's not that sad. Such a what is this called? Such
Oh,
a good
oh,
tribute.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
Um, and then the last one that I know of was Angus Cloud. If you don't know who that is, he was Fez on Euphoria.
yeah,
He was
yeah,
25.
yeah, yeah. And that was suicide, correct?
I don't know if they announced it yet. I mean, at least when that first
Yeah,
happened, they didn't announce it. They just
yeah.
said
Oh,
his dad had passed away the week
yeah,
prior, and you're struggling with mental health.
yeah. So yeah, that's sad.
It was
That's really
sad,
sad.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very sad. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I actually was like, damn, just like, damn. Just because from one, he was so young, he was just a baby,
Hmm.
and for two, I mean, I liked his character. He's one of my favorites. And and you know, people, you know what they say, but don't be afraid to ask for help. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, mental health's a real thing. I can't even think of anything witty to say about it. It's just sad when people don't get the help that they need for whatever reason. You know. So yeah, rest in peace. Rest in peace. We're not going to talk about Lil Tay.
Oh yeah, what you said
Lil,
that? I was like, what happened?
Lil Tay died. Lil Tay died, and her brother died too, per her Instagram. And then 3 days later, her family said no, she didn't. And I was like,
I
"What is
didn't even
going
know
on?"
this happened.
Yeah, you know who Lil Tay is.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
like a
well, she
basically an
was.
influencer, was
It
it?
was yeah, she was like what 9 or something
She
crazy.
was young.
And she was on like the YouTubes and the Instagrams and all that, just making videos talking crazy, you know, like acting like she was rich, acting like she was
Hmm.
balling. And she like blew up. She was viral back when being viral like meant something. And and then she vanished, you know, because she got
Yeah,
backlash.
I forgot where she I
Yeah.
forgot about her. Yeah,
Yeah.
she would say the N word and stuff.
Yeah, she got a lot of backlash, and then she just like disappeared because you started seeing videos of people catching her on the street, like not acting,
Hmm.
and like she was a kid. She's just a kid, you know. Like I remember Joe Rogan used to cry. He would be talking about Lil Tay, and I was like, Joe Rogan talking about Lil Tay is like it's almost like meta. You know what I mean? Like this dude. So anyway, so she vanished. Like they said her last post was when your boy Triple X, what's his name? XXX Tenacion, what's his name?
Tentacion.
Thank you. Yeah, that guy. When he passed away, her last post was in regards to him. I guess they were friends. And then
Oh,
like
I forgot about it. Yeah, she did post that. So
yeah.
random. This is
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
random.
Yeah. So
That
then and
was
then
4 years ago.
yeah, and then poof, she vanished. So she would be like 14 now or something. And
Yeah,
and then there was it was a random post on her Instagram that she had passed away, her and her brother both.
5 years ago, actually. That was 5 years ago.
Wow. Well, yeah. So yeah, she's 14 because she was 9. So she there was a random thing on her Instagram that she had passed away unexpectedly, and then a couple of days later, her family was like, "Yeah, that's not true." And like on her Instagram, like somebody hacked
Hmm.
her account, and that's not true. So I don't know where it's at as the time of us recording, but that's the madness going on with like Lil Tay, Lil Tay. So
Someone I completely forgot about,
yeah, yeah. Well, that's the life of an influencer right there.
I guess.
You know, just yeah, flash in the pan.
You want to talk about your favorite person? Well, besides The Rock,
Okay, who's that?
Lizzo.
Oh, Lizzo. I don't know where to start. Maybe you should start because
I don't even know.
I don't even want to I don't want to go too hard because
Yeah, you're gonna.
I will
I
offend
know.
somebody. Not that I care, but I mean you care about that stuff. I just sexual harassment, um, allegations, um, fat shaming allegations. Uh Look, people, I don't like Lizzo, okay? If you didn't know, it's not a secret. I'm not really a fan. Her music's okay. I just her whole personality, I'm just not feeling it. And I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's not I'm all for women empowerment. I am. And I'm all for people loving themselves. I am. But there are just certain things that are facts. That's all I'm saying. They're not
Okay.
yeah, they're
Before
not
you
I'm not
explain,
no, because
I
certain
don't
things
even.
are opinions, but then certain things are facts. And I can sit here and say that she is unhealthy and that she promotes a lifestyle that is unhealthy and tries to call it something else. And that's what I don't like about her. Okay. So the fact that now she did the whole show with the plus size dancers and then treated them like she wasn't plus size is just crazy to me. It's just like it's
It's against everything she
yeah, that she says
promotes.
she's about. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
they said there's allegations that she took him to Amsterdam and what took him to like the red light district and like had him eat bananas that came out of somebody's, you know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, they're saying like, you
That's
know, I
wild.
look, from what I hear about the red light district is I might have a hard time there. Like they said that place is wild. So I guess they went to some like sex show where you can like touch them and like the girls like shoot bananas out of their vaginas. And like Lizzo
Wow.
was like, yeah. At first it was like touch her, touch her, touch her, like making the girls touch the dancers. Then it was like eat the banana, eat the banana. Now I know what mom. Yeah,
That's
yeah. Right, bud. Right. Yeah, yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, I could say something real jacked up, but I won't. But
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah. So I mean, these are allegations. I don't know if it's true or not, but I, I've witnessed, mob. No, I want to say mob mentality, but I've seen people get turned up, and the next thing you know, you're in a situation where shit gets real live, and next thing you know, crazy stuff starts happening. And next day you wake up like, man, that was pretty wild. So it's not beyond the realm of imagination that that happened. You
Oh
know what
yeah,
I mean? But yeah,
I'm not saying,
so
whoa, that's too crazy. I'm like, no,
yeah,
that I
no,
could
no, yeah, I could totally see like me and my homies in our
you got
20s.
money,
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
money and
Well,
you're
I
in
mean, yeah, I can
Europe.
think I can name five dudes that if I went to Amsterdam with right now, one of us would be like, "You better eat that banana, dog. Eat the banana." Like that would happen, but that wouldn't be us like pressuring because what
Yeah,
they're saying, yeah,
di-
that's different.
this is an
Yeah,
employer.
this is your employer and your employees who, and I saw this in a video and it was a really good point. Not only is she your employer, but she's like the only employer that you could actually have for the job that you have with her. You are a plus size dancer. There aren't a lot of those. Julius, I'm not trying to tell your business, but you're a fan of dancers. You know what I'm saying? You're a fan
I'm a strong
of
advocate of the
yeah,
arts.
of the arts. Yes, yes, and you know what their body type is, and that's not me being an asshole. That's just being honest. So these women that got this opportunity with Lizzo are going to have this opportunity with a lot of other people. Get mad if you want,
Yeah.
but everybody knows that's a fact. So so it's like, so now your boss is telling you like she's turned up talking about do this, do this, do this. Even if you don't want to, you're going to do it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So yeah, so these women were put in these uncomfortable positions by their employer. And then there's other stuff where like they said she like came in talking about ranting and raving, people are going to lose their jobs, and somebody recorded it, and then she caught wind that that meeting was recorded, so came back and had another one, and it was like, who's gonna somebody going to tell Lizzo who was recording, like talk about herself in the third
Third
person,
person.
which isn't a felony. It's just funny,
It's just
but
fun.
like
That's when
just
you know you're on a
yeah,
power trip.
right. So and it just goes back to like all the stuff where I was just like, look, but look, you know me, you know how like the story like how I was running around in my 20s and I was looking righteous and I jump in the pool butt ass naked. I ain't jumping in the pool butt ass naked now because ain't nobody trying to see that. It's just that simple. So so my problem with Lizzo is Lizzo just I don't know. She sells this image and calls it female empowerment. And I'm like, I'm glad that you're comfortable in your own skin, but you also need to be like, I probably have type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure. Just you need to say that because this is fucking truth. And that's my issue with her. And now this on top of it, I'm just like, and here we go. But now I kind of feel bad because you know what's happening. You know she's being canceled now. You know, like all her streams are
Hmm.
now. And then I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm like I don't like her, but then I feel bad when I feel like people just get canceled because it's just like, wow, like this is like just wow.
In this case though, it's like your whole like part of the reason why you got so big
Yeah,
is
well,
because you're
true.
such a strong advocate. And like you said with the dancer thing, like that
Yeah.
wouldn't, not saying that wouldn't exist, but probably wouldn't
Yeah, it
exist
probably wouldn't
with,
exist.
and like she's doing the opposite.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
She
it's
I
just
mean,
like, what?
like it's like almost like you hired these chicks just so you could have somebody to like bully.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's crazy because I want you to. I mean, seriously, we all like look. I call it use it or lose it. I don't care if it's running, lifting, dancing, martial arts. You can get real dope at it, but go ahead and take a break and try to jump right back into it. Your body's not built for it. You got to work yourself back into it. So, and that was one of the issues too, is that these women, their bodies were breaking down because although they're dancers, they're not built for dancing. Like they're up
Hmm.
there like dancing, like doing shows, like they're on tour. So like they're having issues with their back and their knees and their ankles because there's a reason why ballerinas weigh like 105 pounds, because this shit is not easy. So, and then she's out there playing her flute.
And the lifespan's young too.
So,
Like they're all young.
oh, I didn't know that. I
For
didn't know that.
regular dancers.
Oh,
Yeah, you
I
like
didn't know.
it's
No, I
like
didn't know
any
that.
athlete.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Oh, you mean their career span, the span of their
Yeah,
career.
yeah.
Yeah, you said their
Oh yeah,
lifespan. I was
sorry.
like, what?
I
I
meant
was like, what?
lifespan as a
As a, yeah,
as a
as a,
dancer.
yeah. So it's just a weird scenario, man. I'm interested in seeing how it plays out and I don't know. Like I said, you have a sister, that's my daughter. So I'm all for women, standing their own too and being empowered and all that good stuff. But on the same note, sometimes when it's happening or when they say it's happening, I want to call bullshit. And with Lizzo, I've always called bullshit. You know that because mm, she was twerking at Lakers games. I was like, is that necessary? Like, I was just like, how is that empowering? I don't think that's
for
empowering.
anyone.
Yeah, for anyone. That's what I
Like
mean.
it
Like,
could be anyone.
what I don't understand how that's empowering.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
don't get
like
me
if anyone was doing it, I would be like, yeah, I'm sure I'll watch the
like,
ball game.
yeah. Yeah, don't get me started on like female rappers in general with some of the choices they make and they call it empowering.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
You
want
go
to
to
talk about that. That's the whole Lizzo
yeah, you
scandal.
really think you
I
blatantly
am
cut
gonna
me
cut it
off?
off
You
because
blatantly
I'm gonna
my
tie
man.
it
Okay,
into
okay.
something
Okay, go
else.
ahead, buddy.
We
Go
want to
ahead.
talk about woman rappers. Tory Lanez
Yeah, just
was charged 10 years in
10
prison
years.
for shooting Megan Thee Stallion back in 2020
Yeah, he shot her in the foot.
in the foot.
And
Yeah.
look, hey, he pulled a gun, he pulled the trigger, and he shot her.
And yeah,
Okay. So I am not defending that idiot at all. But he got 10 years.
that's
And I'm like,
crazy. I
that's
thought that's
crazy.
crazy.
So
That is
crazy.
crazy.
Like
Yeah.
I can list a whole look, I know, dude. Look, you know what I mean? I can list a whole bunch of other stuff that I know people who got less for where I'm like, wait, what? He got 10 years for shooting her in the foot.
Yeah, that's what
And
my thought was. I was like,
it,
10
she,
years?
she says every day's been a nightmare since then. But I'm like, really? Because I saw you on She-Hulk twerking, and I saw you on the award show twerking, and apparently there's video from that same night after you guys shot in the video of her what twerking. So I'm like, it's messed up. But I'm just like, 10 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he should have
My
got
whole
some time, but
Yeah,
goddamn.
yeah. I'm not saying you shouldn't have gotten time, but like you said, there's a lot worse stuff that people are
Yeah,
not doing that.
yeah. This dude's like, I'm Canadian. You know, he's not. He's like, I'm not even from here.
Wait, he's Canadian?
Yeah, he's Canadian.
His street cred just dropped.
Maybe that's why he did it. Maybe that's why he did it. Everybody found out he was Canadian. He
Was
was like, buck,
was
buck, buck.
was it an unlicensed gun too, or something
Probably,
dumb? I think
probably.
it was something dumb.
Well,
Like
that's automatic. Couple years.
I might not
Yeah.
I might be wrong on that, but I don't think it was just, for shooting someone. I think something with the weapon. I don't know.
Because I mean, you have an unregistered gun.
And I might be wrong.
It probably was. Julius, he's not even American. So
Yeah,
right
that's
there,
crazy.
it
Oh my
wasn't it
God.
wasn't his gun.
I can't
So
take him serious. I'm sorry, but if you
no.
say your street cred
Yeah.
just instantly
Yeah. That's
drops.
so
And this
funny.
is coming from a kid that was
Yeah.
raised in the suburbs.
True shit. Hey, you lived in the projects for a minute, like literally like 5 minutes, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, 5 minutes, but but yeah. Oh man. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he
10
gets
years. He got 10
10 years. He
years.
got 10 years. He
Yeah.
got 10, and now she said, I forget what she said, but he said he didn't because he never apologized for the
Yeah,
incident.
that's
And he said
ridiculous.
he's not apologizing because he didn't do it. And
Yeah, that was the thing
I'm
for a
like,
while. I guess people didn't believe her that it even
yeah,
happened.
yeah. So he's still saying he didn't do it. He's still like,
That's
nah.
crazy.
So I don't know. It's wild, but yeah,
Yeah,
she was.
she had beef with a lot of people because they just weren't backing her up or like just dissing her.
Yeah,
She's like, I got shot in the foot.
well, I'm sure every New York rapper was like, "You went to the police? Like what? Like you went
Mm,
to the police?
yeah.
Like nah, that's not how we
Rap's
get."
different. Rap's different now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah,
it's not the 90s where
yeah, yeah.
You're
Tupac had nine
literally
bullets in
killing
him.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they still can't figure out who killed
I
Tupac and
know.
Biggie. Megan Stein got shot in the foot. They were like Tory Lanez.
Tor-
It was him right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was literally very similar
yeah,
scenarios
yeah,
too. Like, what I
yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah,
there's a one guy that was in the limo with her. It
yeah.
has to be him.
It has to be him. Nah, who killed
And
you?
I was
I don't
and it
know.
wasn't me.
I don't know. I don't know. Wasn't me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hey. Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, female rappers, buddy. Rappers, people, life. Jeez. Oh my goodness. Lil Tay. That's all.
It's all coming
It's all
together.
coming together. Yeah,
In
it's
other
crazy.
news,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know this was happening when it happened, but Nate Diaz, MMA
Yes.
fighter, one of your
Yeah,
favorite
Matt. Yeah,
fighters, can I say?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't be scared, homie.
Yeah.
Even though his brother said that, but yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
um,
Stockton, what?
he
Stockton.
had
Yeah,
he had an exhibition match,
yeah.
a
He had
boxing
something.
match,
Yeah, he had
whatever you
something.
want to call it,
He
with
had
the
something.
influencer Jake Paul.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
been making his mark on the boxing world, even though he hasn't been boxing active boxers. They're
Oh,
either influencers or retired MMA
yeah,
fighters.
retired MMA fighters who are fighting him a weight class above their normal weight class, and they don't even train for the fight. Like Nate Diaz
Hmm.
was like smoking weed in the ring, shadow boxing.
Oh yeah,
Like
like
it's just like,
have
come
you
on, man.
seen clips of the fight?
I have. It's just
It's people I would see stuff on the internet. They're like Nate Diaz looks like the drunk uncle at the family cookout messing
yeah,
around with the kids.
yeah,
Him
yeah,
just like
yeah.
it was like a
Playing
clip
around.
of him like he like gets punched and he starts like doing like push-ups on the ropes or something
Yeah,
before he
yeah,
goes back into the fight. Like
yeah,
he got
yeah.
his money
Oh yeah, oh
and
yeah.
he did not
He
care.
didn't care. He. That's the thing. Like it's funny because Logan Paul or Jake Paul, or whatever,
It was Jake Paul.
he probably got hands. Like he probably whooped my ass. You know what I mean? But it's just like,
Yeah, he's a bigger guy. He's not
yeah,
like
yeah. He's not small, and he was a
no,
what
he's
a D
athletic.
two
No, that's Logan
wrestler.
Paul.
Oh, that's Logan. See, I keep
Logan
getting
Paul was a wrestler at Ohio
at
State.
Ohio University. No,
I
not
thought it was
Ohio
Ohio
State.
State.
Ohio University. Yep,
Oh,
yep.
I think that's still D1 though.
Oh well, it ain't Ohio State. Hey,
Okay, okay.
remember when I was cutting your friend's hair and our dude called on FaceTime and I was talking smack? You don't remember that? And he said he was on
Oh
Ohio State.
yeah,
And I went, oh, okay, you take care, bud.
I
Like,
do
I
remember
was like,
that.
I don't mess with wrestlers. It's just not worth the headache. Um, um, yeah. So yeah, the thing with that, on a serious note with these fights, because I told your Uncle Chris Martin this, I said, the funny thing about it, because I've not that I'm a professional fighter, nothing like that, but
Hmm.
I have had training in certain things, whatever, and and I remember when I would like go train Muay Thai, and then I would go back and I would try to train boxing. I had a hard time. I had a hard time just moving because mentally I was thinking about a lot of other things, like as in like kicks and punches and knees, but I only could throw punches. So I noticed right off the bat my reaction time was different because I would been used to being able to do more things and looking at
Hmm.
things from different angles and trying to just, oh well, now you just have to worry about boxing. Well, yeah, but if you're training to do all these other things, you can't just shift your brain back to, and it affects you. It affects you. So I feel like these
And this is
fighters.
coming from someone who did this a couple months, not their whole life.
Yeah, right. So imagine
So
you have
yeah.
years ingrained in you of mixed martial arts, fighting in a certain stance, moving a certain way, looking for certain threats, and then you go back to just boxing, and everybody thinks that should make it easier. I honestly think it makes it harder. I
Yeah.
think I think because your brain is trained so where you would instinctively like, well, I'm just going to low kick right now. You can't. So you actually have to stop yourself from doing things that are instinctual in certain situations.
That's two different sports.
Yeah, so these whole boxing exhibitions versus retired MMA fighters don't say anything. It doesn't say really anything about those MMA guys as fighters at all. It's not a true testament to their abilities,
Hmm.
and it's not even a true testament to what Jake Paul could actually do because he might actually be half decent because he trains. I'll give him that. He
He
actually
does
trains.
train, but
Like,
he just doesn't
well, he's
put
smart.
himself against. He is smart. He's making money. Like I'm not
Yeah,
gonna dock him.
yeah. Nah,
I
he
just
figured.
dock him for him acting like
Yeah, like,
he's
well, hey,
some great. It's the showmanship
well, he's
though.
doing that
So
thing. We're
yeah,
paying to see him lose.
yeah.
And he doesn't lose because
He
he's fighting
does.
guys that don't care if they win.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, seriously, I bet you if you got some bum off the street, a legit bum, it was like, we'll keep
Rocky.
you through. He'll get you
That's
$3
the
million.
plot of Rocky.
Yeah, there you go. Fuck up Jake Paul. He'll be like, I'm gonna kill him. I'm like, oh no, we fucked up. Because that's the thing. Who wants to be the retired MMA guy that stops the gravy train? Like
Hmm.
they're like, yo, this is our retirement program. I stopped doing MMA. I signed a fight with Jake Paul. he beats me, I get $3 million. Like they're like, don't mess
Yeah.
that up because as soon as he loses, no one's gonna care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So one day, some MMA guy will mess around, knock him out, and everybody's gonna be like, "Man, why'd you do that?" It was like I was about to
Yeah.
buy a boat. So
I
I don't
guess it's
know.
also annoying if you're really into the art
Yeah,
of
yeah,
boxing
yeah. The sport,
and
yeah,
the
it's
sport, and you're just like, yeah, this is just embarrassing
yeah,
for it.
it's
Because you
just
also have the whole flux of other influencers doing it, fighting each
mm,
other. And it's
yeah,
like they train for 3 months
yeah, yeah,
to
and they
do this
think they can
fight and they
fight.
never
Yeah,
do it again.
yeah, never.
You know what
Like,
I
I mean, the
mean?
first guy he fought, I think he fought again this week though, didn't he? The very first, or the second guy he ever fought, the EXO guy or whatever. I think that guy
I don't
fought
keep up
again.
with it.
But yeah, it's like a weird thing where like MTV used to have like celebrity boxing, and now it's become like pay-per-view. I ain't paying to watch that. Like
No,
I'm
but
not
people
paying.
do.
I
People
mean,
do. And
well, I
then,
mean, the same thing just happened. Will happen with Mike Tyson when he fought Roy Jones. Everybody was so hyped up for this fight, and they were watching clips of Tyson training, and he looked like a fucking killer. And Joe Rogan was interviewing him like, "Yo, that's not the same guy I talked to 6 months ago. He's back in kill mode." So then I watched the fight, and I'm
yeah.
like, "This is an exhibition." And people, if you don't understand, there's rules. Like for exhibition, you can do rules that aren't normal. And like
Mm-hmm.
Tyson, like I think they weren't allowed to like punch to the face, or if you did punch to the face, if there was blood, they could stop the fight. Like it was like a bunch of crazy. They were just it's just a show. Like an
Mm-hmm.
exhibition fight is literally just a show. It's not really like you're trying to like do anything.
Yeah.
So we get but with Jake Paul, we're under the impression that it's gonna be something. And and there are those fight fans that think like that shit is real. Like, you know,
I'm not saying it's not real,
I mean it's real,
but
but it's
the
not,
level of
yeah,
care.
yeah. Like
I
I
think
know
it was
people.
very obvious with Nate Diaz that he did not
I know.
care.
No, he didn't care. He didn't care.
No, it was
Yeah,
obvious with this one. The other ones, at least like they're trying to fight
yeah.
a little.
Nate was like, Stockton, what? Hey, did you? So no, Mike Tyson was at Steel City Con today, and your
Yes.
uncle Chet got a autograph, not an autograph. He got a picture taken. Him and all the girls,
Oh, he did.
him and all the girls in Cairo got a picture taken with Tyson, and he said it was the most impersonal thing ever. Like, 'cause there was so many people, it was like, hey, come on, come on, come on. Hey, click. Hey, thank you. Have a good day. And then they kept on going. That was all it was. Like there
Yeah,
was no, but
that's
but
crazy.
he showed me a video yesterday of Mike Tyson talking to Jake Paul after he had a handful of shrooms. Yeah,
Who ate
Mike
a
Tyson.
handful? Ate a
Mike Tyson
handful.
ate a handful of shrooms because I guess he's on his shroom. Mike Tyson's on his shroom kick now.
Okay.
He loves them. Hey, he eats a handful of shrooms right as they start recording. Like you see him like grab them and shove them in his mouth and just eat them. And like Jake Paul and his like people start
That's
talking to
crazy.
him. Yeah, they were terrified because he was like, "I'm death." He was like he says at one point.
That's
At one
crazy.
point
I
he
could
says that,
never.
yeah, Jake Paul says something to Mike, and Mike says, "Excuse me." And I was like, yo, that's my new, like, what the fuck you say? Like, cause what he says, and all he says
Hmm.
is excuse me. And they just like freeze, like, I'm like, oh my God. Like, he's terrifying. I'm like, Mike Tyson on shrooms in a confined space is like, why would you let that happen?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Like,
It's like giving a gorilla cocaine.
cocaine. Let's see. Hey, let's see what this cocaine and this bear do in a small room.
Oh,
Man,
bear,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, let's see. Let's see. So yeah, if you get bored, watch that video because I was like, that's funny.
Yeah, I probably
Because
shouldn't have said gorilla.
yeah, yeah,
I,
you're gonna get canceled.
yeah, I didn't realize that.
You'll get canceled. Oh well. Hey, Mama Ali
There's a
call.
meme with Mike Tyson, and it's like he's like emotional in this interview, and he's like, I was a killer, and he's talking about
Yeah,
he's getting
yeah.
it's a meme though of people being like I just saw one this morning. It was like my son playing Call of Duty, and then it's like me, and it's him being like, I used to
Yeah,
be a killer.
yeah,
I
yeah,
all I knew was the art of war. Yeah, it's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
some
I love it.
emotional
Oh my God, that's amazing.
speech. Yeah, and it's just a meme.
Look, I told you my favorite Mike Tyson clip of all time is when that reporter says he should be locked up,
Uh,
and Mike Tyson loses his whole mind. Oh my God.
yeah, he
Oh
was a little sus in that.
Hey, he was
as the
saying a
kids
lot of
would say.
he was saying a lot of like straight out of prison stuff that his
That's
friends didn't want to correct him on. I know that.
that's when you say
Right.
sus.
And we gotta E on this podcast, right? We got the explicit, right? When you look
Yeah.
at yeah, because you know what he said. Because I have to say it, bud. I have to say
No,
what he.
no.
Oh my gosh, bud.
You can
But all right.
say it. Okay, no, say it. If you say
Okay,
it,
can I say?
okay.
Okay, no. Mike Tyson said it live at a press conference to a reporter that he said, "I will eat your ass until you love me." That's what he
Oh,
said.
okay.
That's what he
Okay.
said. And I was like, "What?" And this was in like 2001 or no,
That's what I'm
it was in
saying.
it was in the
That's
90s. I was like, people don't say that stuff in the 90s. And Mike Tyson was like, he said, "What?" And he grabbed himself until he got a rager. I'll never forget it.
yeah, that is
I was
suspect.
like, he has a rager. He's talking about eating this guy's ass, and his friends are just like, I don't know. He said,
Can't
now what?
stop him.
Yeah, yeah. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Just like let him get it out. Like he's gonna get it out. And Chris Martin said it best though. He said, I want to see the guy's face as Mike Tyson is saying it to him. Could you imagine if you were that reporter and Mike Tyson starts threatening to come rape you and eat your ass? What do you do? What do you do? You're
Yeah.
just like, it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day. I asked the wrong question. But anyway, so yeah, sorry. I can never not talk about that because it's just like when that happened, because this is after I think he said he was going to punch the dude so hard in the fight that the bone was going to go up into his brain. And he had said he was going to eat Lennox Lewis's kids. And Lennox Lewis was like, I don't have kids. Why would he even say that? Like, he didn't even have kids. I'm going to eat his kids. I'm going to eat his heart.
He had to be on stuff
Oh, he
during
was
then.
talking so crazy. He was like,
He
he's like, you're
he
no
wasn't sober.
Alexander. I'm the Alexander. Like, what? Like, you're talking about Alexander the Great at a, because Mike's real read. That's what's so crazy. Like, he just read a lot in prison. So he'll be like referencing stuff like your pap
Mm-hmm.
does, where like he'll reference something and you don't know what he's talking about. Then you look it up and you're like, oh, that was pretty deep. But, anyways, yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And you want to, continue on talking about fighters?
Oh,
We
wow.
had the Montgomery Brawl
Yes.
recently.
Yes.
For
Yes.
those of you who don't know, uh, on this dock, I don't even on Montgomery, Alabama.
Montgomery. Imagine that.
Um,
Imagine that. Racial tension.
Racial tension in Montgomery, Alabama.
Hmm.
Who knew? Um,
Who knew?
well, basically, this big, I don't even know what type of boat, what is that type of boat
A
called?
steamship, like a gate,
Steamboat?
yeah, steamboat, yeah,
Steamboat.
like the Gateway
No one
Clipper.
knows what the Gateway Clipper is.
Yes, they do. It's American icon.
Okay, a
Go ahead.
steamboat was trying to park on the dock that it had reserved, and this little dinghy boat. I don't even know what type of boat it was, but
You said
they're
dingy,
in the
little
they're in the
dingy boat.
spot, and
Yeah.
yeah, they weren't moving, and the security guard had unhooked the rope to the dock from the dock,
Hmm.
and they jumped them, and
Yeah.
then black security guard,
Yeah.
white folk jumped them,
White folk. Yeah.
and then black people came and fought back,
Yeah.
and there was a brawl.
It
There was
went
a
to
lot
it
of
went
people.
it went to 12 on 1 to like 45 on 12 real
Yeah,
fast. Hey, you know who my hero is? The brother who jumped off the boat and swam
and
over.
swam.
I said that motherfucker said, I'm gonna get me one. He
He
was like, that's
he
my
proved
boy.
statistics
Hey,
wrong.
yeah. Yes, he did. He said, I'm gonna show you.
He swam from the
He's
boat, which was
from the
pretty
boat.
far.
Hey,
Like,
I know. My whole thought was
have you
like, dude,
seen
you had to
videos
be
how
so,
far?
yeah, he had to be so tired when he got out of the
Yeah,
water. Like, I'd
because
have been like,
you have to push yourself off the dock
yeah,
to get
look, to
on the
get out.
dock too,
Hey, bud,
and he was
I,
still fighting.
but I'd have been like, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I'm gonna fuck you up. Just give me a minute to catch my
Yeah,
breath. like, what?
that was impressive. People
Yeah.
said if you watch videos on it, right when they're about to jump the security guard, he like takes his
Yeah,
hat
yeah.
off and
Like, he,
throws it,
like
and people say
yes,
that's some of the
yes,
Avengers.
yeah.
Because
Shut up.
people are
Shut
saying
up.
that he's some
Oh
of the
my god.
Avengers with that. Because when it
Oh
lands,
my
he's by himself
god.
getting jumped, and then
Yeah.
boom,
Boom.
there's like 20 people
Yes.
fighting.
Yes. But I watched the video a couple of times. When I finally saw him throw his hat, I was like, "Oh my god!"
He knew
He
it.
was like,
He
"Well, what?"
knew. He threw his hat, and then next thing you know, people are coming out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Hey. Oh, shit got
and
real.
and yeah, someone had a folding chair
Hey,
and was
that
just
dude.
hitting people with the
Yeah,
folding
he
chair.
just got arrested. He just got. Oh, he
He
turned
turned
himself in.
himself. Well, they were
Yeah,
looking for him. He turned
yeah.
himself in today.
Hey, he caught a few. You see the guy that got knocked out his Crocs?
No.
So he ain't get knocked out his Crocs. His feet blew through the Crocs. There's a picture of his Crocs, and like the front of
What?
his Crocs are like at his ankles. It's so crazy. I was like, what just happened? I mean, look, I've been in a brawl, and it's like it's a lot, man. I couldn't imagine something on that level. That was a
There was
lot
a
of people.
I got a lot of people
Yeah,
really fast.
yeah. I mean, but that's like that's that. You know what's going on over there? And people,
Hmm.
how about how quickly people did the math? Like they were like 1, 2, 3, 12 white guys, 12 white guys.
Yeah, they're like,
Oh,
nah.
they were like, we know what this is, and then
Hmm.
it just kept climbing because you figure by the time it got to even numbers, imagine you're like person number 15 getting involved. Like you got to figure out what's happening. They were like, they like everybody knew what side they were on. That's so
Yeah.
crazy. They were like,
Hmm.
I just got here. There's 40 people fighting those 12. I know. I know what it is. They kept
Yeah.
looking. They would look. Browns, blacks, white. All right, I'm in. Bro,
It
it's
was
crazy.
quick. I mean,
Yeah,
it was quick.
yeah.
All it took was the hat to drop
Oh, the
in
hat
that
dropped.
time.
Avengers assemble.
Um, yeah, that was
Oh,
very
that's
crazy.
so funny.
But they've been arresting some people.
Yeah. They
Um,
got the one chick that kicked him when he was down.
oh yeah, like,
I was like, you guys like, look at her just kicking him. Like,
isn't that the
wow.
guy that with the chair just smacked? Like, didn't
I
you get
think, yeah.
smacked?
Yeah, I think she
Yeah, I
gets
think
smacked. Yeah.
he
Yeah.
hit her hard.
That grew up that dude
He
grew
was
up.
just,
He grew up watching WWF on
mm,
USA every weekend. He was like, he said Monday Night Raw, smack. Oh my God.
yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like, we're laughing, but that was a terrible, terrible
It was. It was
thing.
just
But
like
man, but
the craziest thing for me finding out is that not only is the mayor of Montgomery black, but the chief is too.
yeah, well, yeah,
I was like, wow, I would never guess
I
in
wouldn't have
Alabama.
either. Yeah, Greenbow, Alabama. Yeah, look, I don't know. I don't know. They
But
said
yeah, that happened. The Montgomery brawl.
they call him the N word and
Oh, they
all hell.
did. I'm not
Yeah,
surprised.
yeah,
Okay.
they and he threw his hat.
Hmm.
The Avengers assembled and beat downs occurred. I'm just saying. Oh,
Yeah,
buddy,
they got beat. They got beat.
yeah, they got beat down.
Yeah, it was bad.
I didn't even tell you yesterday. This dude tried to follow me and your mom up at Walmart. It was like, so
What?
we're driving and this dude's trying to change lanes and he almost hit your mom. So your mom beeps. I'm in the
Hmm.
passenger side because you know I hate driving, so I'm chilling. And like we were trying to get something to eat, we were starving, and it's a whole long story. So we ended up having to go to Arby's, and you know your mom loves Arby's, and I'm just like whatever.
How?
So
Yeah.
yeah, and we're starving. So like to the point where I'm just like I'm not even talking. We're just like get the Arby's so we can eat.
Hmm.
So guy like tries to merge, almost hit your mom. She beeps, and then he like looks, and then he beeps at her because he's mad. You know, like beep. So
Hmm.
then like he gets behind us and he keeps like beeping, you know, and I'm like, look at this dude. So I'm like in the rearview mirror, like, look at this dude. So your mom turns, he turns. Your mom turns again, he turns again. And your mom goes, oh, babe, I think he's following us. And I said, oh, it's about to be a good Friday. I was like, this is going to get nuts. So the
Yeah.
dude literally follows us almost over to Arby's. And I don't know what made him change his mind, but I was like, I like can't wait to get to Arby's and like I'm
I
gonna get out.
know.
I was like, I'm gonna get out this car. We're gonna be on the news. It's gonna be great. And
Yeah.
you know, your mom was like, "What? I'm getting out the car." I said, "Here we go, here we go."
That's ridiculous. That's
Yeah.
literally that is the plot of beef. It's like
Oh, really?
if you get one thing out of beef, it's like don't let road rage get to you. You don't know what someone's
That's what I
going
mean.
through.
I
You
was
don't
like,
know what someone's going through. Like,
because the thing is, like, I'm like, I don't think the dude saw me, but I saw him, and I was
hmm.
like, yeah, if we end up like pulled over, it's gonna get real bad for him. And I was like, and I don't think he realizes it. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
he sees your mom, and I'm like just chilling. Like, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be bad, but nothing happened. You know, God bless, hallelujah, nothing happened. But man, it would have been a funny Friday. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
People that I don't understand road rage. I
Yeah,
understand getting mad driving. You know, it's natural.
Yeah.
But when the people are just beeping or like, I'm like,
Yeah.
just keep driving. Like you forget
Yeah.
about it in 10 seconds. Like,
Right. Like when I was your mom, she's like, I'm not even a beeper. I don't beep. She's like, I was
yeah,
beeping so he wouldn't hit me. And I was
hit
like,
me.
she's
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like
yeah. I was like, he
literally
was
to
about to,
alert
yeah,
you.
yeah. Like she was like, hey, bud.
But
And
people
then
that
he got
just
all
use the
mad.
horns, it's
I
like,
was just like,
what
yeah.
is wrong with you? What's
Oh,
wrong with you?
when we were going to Steel City Con today, this guy pulled an LA move on me. Like I'm at the red light and he pulls up beside me in the turning lane, but he's ahead of me and he had his
Hmm.
blinker on. And I said, Mom, this is the LA move right here. He's going to pull in front of me when the light turns green. I said, this is some LA stuff. And she was like, and I was like, watch. And sure enough, light turned green. He pulled in front of me, but then he did it all like he didn't do it like the dude did it in LA, like aggressive. Like this dude,
Yeah,
like he like eked out all stuff. I was like, man, if you're going to do it, do it.
just
Like,
do it.
yeah,
One thing
like
I've learned being out here, just don't care.
yeah,
Just whatever you have to do, just like literally just force yourself in.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
because no one is gonna give you the time of day.
yeah, yeah, no one cares.
No one cares.
They're like, I got
Everyone
somewhere.
does it.
Everybody got somewhere to be. Yeah, no one cares because
Yeah, no
yeah,
one cares. Yeah.
they're like, I just did to somebody up the street.
Like like remember turning left, how stressed out I was
Oh
turning
yeah,
left? Well, what I've come to learn is um the red light, when it turns red, that's your go signal
that's your.
for turning left. So, if there's no left
Yeah,
turn signal, because barely
yeah,
any streets here have one for
yeah,
some godly
yeah,
reason, but you're waiting, you see that yellow light, people are still going on the yellow light. As soon as it turns red, then you're good to go
yeah,
turn
yeah,
left.
yeah.
And you can
Go.
get at least two cars there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
you. If you're first, you're obviously gonna go, but there's always someone behind you,
Behind
so they
you,
go.
they're waiting for you
Maybe
to
a
go.
third person.
Wow.
But
Wow.
yeah, when it turns red,
Yeah,
that's when you go.
that's funny.
It's
Hey,
ridiculous,
the
but
more
that's
you
it.
know, the more you know.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Wow.
Oh, fun
Oh,
fact.
yeah, for driving in California.
Do you want me to share my review?
Yes,
Something I've
please.
watched.
Hit me. Hit me.
So last weekend I saw Oppenheimer.
Yes. Your boy Nolan, the auteur.
I don't know if he's my boy, but I do
Oh,
like his
oh.
stuff.
Okay.
I'm not a Nolan bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those people exist. I can't deny he makes very entertaining, good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not one to say he's the GOAT. Okay. So I saw Oppenheimer.
Okay.
I recommend it.
Yeah.
I like everyone says it's good, really good. Not his best.
Oh,
Not his best. But then
okay.
I was talking to a friend. I was like, well, what is his best?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think you can say anything as long as it's not Tenet. Like it's like all this stuff. Like you could say, "Oh, The Dark Knight." You could say Interstellar. Like, oh yeah, Inception. I'm like, yeah, it's good. Um, they're all good. He has a very
Dude,
wide range. You know,
all right, buddy. I'm gonna say this, even though it's not. It kind of. It's
prestige.
all right. Well, this is what I'm gonna say. You listing those movies reminded me of Prince prior to 91. You know, Prince never had a number one song until Cream.
Mm,
But when you rattle off his hits, they all sound like hits. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But in reality, he didn't have his first actual number one till Cream.
that's
And
crazy.
it's crazy, right? So I'm pretty sure, man, your Aunt Sarah's gonna destroy me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was the big deal about it because it's like, what do you mean? But then if you think about the other songs that were out at the time, it makes sense because he was like battling Michael Jackson with Purple Rain and Thriller, and But
Yeah,
anyways, and now like as you're listing Nolan, like, well, what's his best film? I'm like, yeah, that's good, but that's not his best. That's good, but that's not his best. That's good, but that's not his best. But they're
but
all
they're all
good. But
really
they're all
good.
really good. Yeah, it's like okay, so like, yeah, he hasn't had one. I guess he's never like made a perfect
He
movie,
never
but
made
he's
a
made.
he never made a flop.
Yeah, he never did. He never did. I mean, you
I'm
know,
just saying not Tenet because I've heard from people like I respect their reviews and stuff that just weren't a fan of it out of
well,
all his stuff. So I'm
well,
like, I've never
well,
watched it.
I feel like Tenet was a very interesting take on time travel, and time travel is hard anyways.
And
And
it's
then he
Nolan.
took a different take on it. So it was like, oh, good luck. Like you're talking about things running in reverse, and yeah,
Hmm.
I still haven't watched it. Like, but you've seen Memento, right?
Yeah,
Like
I'm a big
Memento,
fan.
yeah, like what he does with memory in that movie,
Hmm.
that's dope. You know what I mean? Like, you know who put me up? Somebody put Chutch put me on a Memento when it first came out when you were just a baby. And I was like, "Ah, I'll get around to it." Then I did, and I was like, oh my god, this guy here is on one. Like
And that was
he's
his
good.
second movie ever.
What was his first one?
Some indie, I mean, less
Yeah.
than like a couple grand, you know,
Yeah.
black
Okay.
and white. I don't even really count
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
like he didn't have money.
Yeah.
But then he had Memento, so
He had his friends acting in it. Like, come on, TT, damn, get it together. Like,
I want to say he's in it, but I could be wrong.
wow. Wow. Okay.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, Oppenheimer. It's
Hmm.
great. Go see it. It just became the highest grossing World War II movie
Really?
ever. Yeah, beating Saving Private Ryan, and I forget what
Wow.
else.
Wow. That's
Um,
big.
yeah, it's good. What else? I was writing my like notes before this. I was like, oh, I had more to say. Um, oh yeah, it's impressive. The movie's 3 hours, right?
Hmm.
It didn't feel like 3 hours to me, and which is even more impressive because he made a movie about guys and meetings,
Yeah.
a thriller, and
Wow.
exciting. It's
Wow.
mainly just them talking
Maybe I'll
about
check that out. Yeah.
about it's board meetings basically, or like
Yeah.
lectures, and he made it a thriller, and it's 3 hours, but it's still exciting.
Hmm.
And I mean, at one point, right before like they were testing like when they went to test the bomb, like that scene, my heart was pounding. And they'd start doing the countdown for the bomb for the testing of it. And I'm like, this is like I am stressed
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. And you
But
know what's going to happen.
yeah, you know you
Yeah.
literally know everything that's gonna happen. But it's impressive he's able to make this political thriller because it is a
Yeah.
political thriller.
Did
Um,
he did he say I've become death? Was that Oppenheimer that said that or no?
Yeah, that was his speech. That's one thing I was kind of waiting. I thought they're gonna have that scene of him saying it. He does
Yeah.
say it in the movie, but it's a voiceover during the spoiler, during the testing of the bomb. You hear him say it, Killian
Yeah.
Murphy. I
Yeah.
thought they're gonna have a legit scene of
For
him
him saying it. Yeah.
saying it. I was kind of disappointed in that, but it was still that scene of the test of the bomb is, that's it's crazy. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's a really, you can't, one thing about Nolan, you can't deny his movies are really well crafted.
Yes, they
Even
are.
if they don't have the
Yeah.
strongest like characters and stuff,
Yeah.
they're
I
very technically sound
hmm
movies.
I saw the meme with the not meme, but the parallel with the raindrops in the mushroom cloud or whatever. There's something where like
Mhm.
he looked at the raindrops hitting the puddle, and it
That's how
has
the
later.
movie starts.
Okay, and then later
That's
on
literally
you
the first
see,
shot of the movie.
and I was like, huh. So I kind of want to see it. I will. I
It's
will. Do I
worth
do?
it.
Do I need to see it on a big screen or can I wait?
Yes, yes, just because it's so technical. I was unfortunate. I couldn't see an IMAX just because
Mm.
tickets, it's hard to find a ticket last minute.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, an IMAX, especially IMAX 70 millimeter, because he shoots on film.
Yes.
I
Yes.
did get to see it on 70 millimeter though, which
You
was
know,
cool.
I
And
might ask.
you could hear the projector doing the when it was like
Really?
silent. Yeah, but it
That's
wasn't
cool.
IMAX. It's still, you have to see on the big screen just because it looks so good.
I'm gonna ask Sergi like right now as we're recording if he wants to go see it. So
Yeah, set aside an afternoon. It was a matinee, but some more thoughts on it. Cast was huge. I did not realize how big this cast was.
was there really a 15-minute love scene in that movie?
No, let me say
All
what I
right.
gotta say
All right.
first.
Say what you gotta say. Okay.
All right.
Massive
So
cast. It was
cast,
loaded. Yeah.
I didn't know. So I knew Cillian Murphy. I knew Matt Damon from the trailers. I
Yeah.
saw some memes. Josh Peck was in
RDJ.
it. Drake and Josh.
What? Josh Peck's in it?
Yeah, I
Go
mean, not
ahead,
huge, but
Josh.
he's in it.
Eh, I
The
ain't
guy that
calling you a
plays,
truther. Yeah.
no, yeah, yeah.
I ain't calling you a truther.
Roderick from Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah,
He's
he's
in
in
it.
it.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, like small
Yeah.
roles, but then you get in some big names. Where I was like, you're in this? Kenneth Branagh's in it.
Really?
I mean, when I
Yeah.
say it has this huge cast, I mean only a couple scenes. just
Yeah.
showing that people just want to work
Be a
with
part
him.
of it. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I know RDJ's in
Emily,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
RDJ. I heard he was in it, but I didn't know he was such a big character in it.
Oh, is he? Okay.
I and RDJ, I'll give him my props. Like Cillian Murphy, I say he's gonna be nominated for an Oscar. Right as of now, I think he should
Yeah.
win it. You know,
Yeah.
he just what he
Yeah.
shows
Yeah.
and his, just he's good. But
Yeah.
RDJ, I guarantee
Supporting.
he's nominated for supporting. I think he can win it.
Hey, people forget he can act, and he said Nolan. He said Nolan. He said it. He said Nolan was like, you know that thing you do? Yeah, we're gonna do the opposite of that. We need you to not
And
do
he
that.
he did it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I didn't even know, like, so his first scene, I'm like, okay. I didn't, and then the second scene, I was like, wait, is that RDJ? I didn't
Oh
know it was him.
wow.
He
Wow.
just looks old. He looks like an old politician,
Yeah.
and I mean, he does his thing. Like
Yeah. Oh, he's a
he's
good
good.
actor. People forgot,
Yeah,
man.
I did too. I'm like this, and I respect him because obviously he doesn't need to do this stuff anymore. He's made more than enough money, but the fact that he
Yeah.
still wants to and he does, I respect it. Like he was really good in it, and I guarantee he's nominated for an Oscar. And yeah, but Emily Blunt's in it as well,
Really. And that's what Emily Blunt is. She's
his
what's her name? His
wife.
wife. Yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah.
Oppenheimer's wife.
Okay. No, but
Um,
she was in real life, she's Krasinski's wife,
she's
right?
Krasinski's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get. She's probably gonna be nominated for an Oscar too.
Really?
She's good. Low key, low key like an alcoholic. They didn't really touch on
Oh
that.
yeah. So
Um,
Who's Florence Pugh?
that was his like kind of like fling turned
Okay.
mistress.
Oh, okay.
She's not in it a whole, like Florence Pugh's awesome. She's not in it a
Yeah.
lot at all.
Dickums.
Like
Yeah.
she is not in it a lot. So going into the movie, I didn't really watch a lot of press, but I thought Florence Pugh was his wife. I didn't know
Uh
because they were kind of like advertising her a lot and stuff. And it turns
yeah.
out I was like, oh, Emily Blunt's in this more than Florence
Yeah.
Pugh.
Well, when
And
that's
that 15-minute thing was false. It was complete rumor.
okay.
There's a
Uh,
sex scene in it, but it's like 10 seconds and it's like any other normal
yeah,
movie.
because when I heard, I was like, that would be really awkward. Like, I'm like, I don't know if I could
Yeah.
sit through that, you
And
know?
it was completely false. It was just a brief thing and it wasn't even like the focus of of the scene,
Yeah.
but she's great in it.
She
Um
is. She is
she's
though. It's
just
like,
good. She's just
yeah.
good. She's great in it. What's his face? And when I talked about people just having cameos, Rami Malek, the guy that played Freddie Mercury,
Yeah, he's in it.
he's in it. Gary Oldman's in it for a
Really?
scene.
Oh yeah.
He's Harry Truman, and I didn't know that was him.
Wow.
After I had to look it up. I was like,
Wow.
who was he? It was
Wow.
Gary Oldman.
Yeah, that cast. I mean, that's like three
It's
Academy.
stacked.
There's multiple Academy Award winners.
Did I say Casey? Did I say Casey Affleck's in it?
Casey's a beast. Yeah.
He has a scene in it, and he's that scene. He's good.
Mm,
It's just like yeah, every time I saw someone, I was like, they're in this too. I
mm,
was like, geez,
yeah.
it's ridiculous. But yeah, the cast is incredible. Oh, some complaints going into it. I think I need to see it again because this
Really.
movie, yeah, just because this movie, it doesn't like other biopics. It doesn't hold you by the hand. You're getting
Mm,
a lot of information
mm,
really fast, a lot of
mm.
names, a lot of what's going down.
Which I
So it's
like
kind of,
that though.
I
Yeah.
guess, yeah, but it's like, wait, who are they talking about? What's
Hmm.
going on? It's kind of like
Yeah.
you should read a Wikipedia page
Oh wow.
of the Manhattan Project and
To know who
Oppenheimer.
everybody is. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the only thing I didn't like. It was just like, whoa, this is, I had to like kind of pick up. I was like, wait, what's going on?
Well, you won me
Um,
over. I'm gonna go see it for
you
sure.
should, you should.
No, I am. Yeah. I just asked
Favorite
her. Go ahead.
favorite scene of the movie, strong scene. It's after America drops the bombs.
Oh, it goes that far into it.
It goes to after.
Oh
It's
wow.
that's another thing. So it's 3 hours. The 2 hour mark is the test of the bombs. That's when you see the bombs for the first time.
Oh,
The last hour is like the trials and the repercussions of after the bombing with
oh,
Oppenheimer.
wow.
So it kind of changes
Wow.
in
Tone out.
tone
Yeah.
because the last hour is him basically like he's an advocate against like
The bomb.
atomic, yeah, and it's the US government, doing their thing and
Right.
discrediting him. And then yeah, that's the last hour. It's just the process of that.
Come on, bud. You already know I'm trying to get off grid. Now I don't want to see it. I'm gonna go see that. Be like, that's it. I'm off grid. I'm off grid. I can't
Yeah,
deal with this stuff no more.
it's
It'll be
um
it'll be Sun and Pops from an undisclosed location. You'll be like, my dad's off grid.
mhm.
Oh, that's so terrible.
It's yeah, it is terrible. But that's the last hour, just like trials and stuff. But it's the dropping of the so they dropped the bomb, right? And and then he's in this town, where they built the stuff and everything, and everyone's cheering, they're waving the flags, and then he
Yeah.
goes into this hall and people are cheering like crazy,
Yeah.
and it turns into this close up of him. And for the most of the movie, there's like a score of it.
Yeah.
Like it's not really silent except for like the testing of the bomb. And then
Yeah.
this scene, you just hear it like muffles to the stomping of the people. And
Mm.
he's saying stuff like he said something like I bet Japan's not happy right now, like stuff like that. But like his face is just saying the complete opposite. Like it's like really hitting him, like what
What
he
is
did.
yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
sound starts to muffle, and like you're just seeing the emotion on his face. And then he starts to look in the crowd, and he starts seeing like their skin flaking, and like
Oh
the
wow.
lights start going bigger, and he sees
Yeah.
like ashes of bodies on the
Oh
floor.
wow.
Really
Yeah.
powerful scene. That's my favorite
Yeah.
scene of the movie.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
great. Killian Murphy was great in it.
Yeah. He's Irish. We're
He is
cousins.
Irish.
We're probably cousins.
You are,
Yeah.
and
164th Irish, baby.
and
So
one interesting thing fans are saying is like, so he makes this bomb and he makes the atomic bomb and develops it, but then after he starts advocating like against it and seeing the repercussions of the world after, like
mhm.
because of his invention, people are saying like it's kind of like Nolan is kind of with the making of this film reflecting on his own career of him making the Dark Knight trilogy
Oh
and
wow.
showing how superhero movies, like what he did with the film industry and how
Yes.
superhero
Yes.
movies are
What they
just
could be.
affecting it. No,
Yeah.
what how it's just affected the industry in
Okay.
general
Oh
and like the
wow.
future of it. And to further strengthen it, I mean, it may not be true. It's an interesting theory. He did cast RDJ, which was no accident. The
Yeah. Iron
face of the
Man.
MCU.
Yeah. 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 True.
So,
True shit.
and
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. You won me over. I'll definitely check it out
I
for
would,
sure.
not my favorite movie of the year. I give it
Yeah.
an 8.2.
What's your favorite of the year? Guardians
Favorite of the
2.
year? No,
Spider
Spider
Verse.
Across the
Yeah.
Spider-Verse. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Barbie.
Hey, so really? Then Barbie?
Yeah, then Barbie. And then this.
Yeah, yeah, for sure though. I'm going to see it at Tech Surgery. He said he might be down. Um, yeah. Now you got
You
me. Now
should. You
yeah,
definitely have to see in theaters just because it
yeah,
is, it's a pretty movie to look at.
yeah. You piqued my interest for real. I you watched any show? Is there any more news?
We had the
No.
Loki trailer
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah,
season 2.
yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to Loki. I'm looking forward to Ahsoka. Um, I
With
mean,
Loki, I thought it was interesting how little they showed Jonathan Majors with the trailer.
but they did, but I was surprised they showed him at all. So I'm glad they did. I mean, how
They
about
showed
that
like
though?
a shot of him.
But how about that? How about his accuser fled the country
I
because
didn't know that.
you
What?
didn't know?
No,
She's oh my god, but she's from London or Europe or wherever. She's European,
I
and
didn't know that.
she was going to be arrested for assault charges. So she
Oh,
fled the country and didn't show up for the trial. The last hearing for him, she didn't show up because she fled the country because she knew she'd be arrested. So the plot thickens, baby. The plot thickens,
this is
baby.
ridiculous.
It's like pudding. It's like pudding, baby. He showed up.
Honestly, at this point, I'm surprised Disney hasn't hired the, lawyers on the same caliber as the OJ trial and
I
just
mean, at
settled
this
this.
point, it's over. It's over because she fled,
This
and
is
he showed up,
ridiculous.
and it's gonna get drug out forever now because she doesn't have to come back. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
she's
who knows?
pulling a Roman Polanski.
Yeah, she's not gonna come back because she doesn't want to go get charged with fucking assault in New York City. So meanwhile, he showed up with Megan Good. Megan Good. she hey, she posted this picture on Instagram like 2 days
I
ago.
still don't know who she is.
Oh my gosh, cousin Skeeter. You need to look up Megan Good because she's just yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You talk about good black, but woo.
Mm.
Like I remember when Megan Good was like young, and I was like, man, she's too young to be looking at. And then she like, grew up, and then she's like full blown adult. And I'm like, yeah, she bad. Like she bad, man. She bad. So I can't name any movie she's been in besides Shazam. And
Or she's in Shazam.
yeah, yeah, and Eve's Bayou. Those are the only movies I know of. But yeah, she
Mm.
does all right. She was in a season of Californication. So shout out to my man David Duchovny for casting her as his love interest. I was like, oh, that's
You're
interesting.
shouting him out like
Yeah.
like you're friends with.
Yeah, my man David Duchovny,
Big big fan of the
yeah,
show,
yeah, big fan of the
of our
show. So
show.
yeah. But oh, I didn't even tell you. So go to Still City Con today, right?
Mm.
And I'm walking around with your grandma, and it was cool because you know, I wasn't there to buy anything because we just went to San Diego. So I was basically there just showing your grandmother comic books that she had bought me when I was a kid and like what they were worth now. I was like, you bought me that. I was like, I remember you bought me
Yeah,
this. So she was like, what? What? And I was like, yeah, mom, I bought and sold that one
that's
3 times.
crazy.
Yeah. And she'd be like, I'd be standing there. She'd go, $3,500 for an Incredible Hulk? And I go, where? She'd be like, right there. And I go, oh yeah, that's the first appearance of Wolverine or something. And she was like, really? And I'd be like, yeah. So like it was cool, like just walking around
Hmm.
showing her stuff. And so I'm walking through, and our dude, the older black dude with the
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So he grew a mustache since the last time we saw him.
I
Yeah.
know.
Did he have it last time? All right, if you say so, because I feel like it was new. But he's standing there, and I walk up to him, and I'm like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Where's your partner in crime?" Because he's always set up with the other dude. Well,
Hmm.
he couldn't be there. The guy's wife had an operation, so he couldn't come. So
Uh,
we're chatting away, and then your grandma comes over. I introduce him. I guess this is my mom, and so he talking to her, and he pulls out his price guide, and he opens it up, and what do you think he got inside the book as the bookmark? Son of Pop Culture card, but
are you serious?
yeah, he said still got it. I was like, my man, my man.
Wow,
I was like,
that's awesome.
yeah. Your grandma was like, hey. I was like, yeah. So we talked for a little bit. I said, how's it
That's
going? He
really
said,
cool.
yeah, it was cool. He's a good dude. So I said, I hope he
Yeah,
didn't listen to it. I said, we're a hot mess. I said, but I was like, but it's cool that he had the card. But
he's my favorite vendor there.
yeah, he's
I will
super nice
say.
guy, super nice guy. And I was like, I showed him some stuff from San Diego, and I told him how to. Everybody's like, how do you go? And I'm like, this is what you need to do, like today, if you want to go
Hmm.
to San Diego. But but the thing is, can I give a quick review of Still City Con?
Go ahead.
And this
Tell
is
those who don't know what it is. What is
Still
Steel
City.
City Con?
Still City Con is Pittsburgh's pop culture convention. It started off as like the Pittsburgh Comic Con, then it like evolved from that into like Pittsburgh comics and toys and games, and now it's just a Still City Con. So basically, like everything we talk about with Comic Con, it's at a way lower level. Like they get celebrities to come and sign autographs, and there's photo ops and local artists and comic book artists come um and I mean, it's not a complaint. It's just a fact anymore. Like I recommend Still CityCon to anybody who likes anything geeky,
Hmm.
whether you're into figurines, comic books, anime,
Video
funk,
games.
video games, Funko. Because apparently Funko, like if all hell breaks loose and the economy breaks down, you'll be able to fucking use Funkos like dollars. Because
It's
it's like
currency.
it's currency. The amount of Funko I saw today, I was like, this is crazy.
Hmm.
Like I was like, because like remember we talked about it with San Diego. It was like we knew it was a thing, but the fact of what it's become,
Yeah.
it's the fact that it's enduring,
It's a
like
cornerstone of
of
nerd
yeah,
culture.
of nerd culture, and I don't own any. Meanwhile, I go to Virginia last weekend talking to your uncle Chris. Who do you think collects Funko? your Uncle Chris and his brother. But you know, Chris, got to keep it Chris Martin. He only collects black Funkos. And I was dying.
That's cool.
Him and his brother were like, "Did you get the Michael Jackson Thriller one yet?" He's like, "Oh, I got that coming in the mail." I said, "Red Jacket." He was like, "Yup." No, his brother is getting the Michael Jackson Thriller Funko album cover. I said, "You're lying."
Wow.
I said, "He's in the album cover outfit. Nobody
Yeah.
has that.
The
Nobody."
white, the white.
Yeah, with the bud.
Yeah.
Nobody has that. The white shirt with the black jacket, Thriller.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has it. Nobody. I was like, I mean, I don't even think. I don't know. Anyways, so my issue with Still City Con was there were less vendors than last time, and we talked about this. Comic book vendors. Yes.
Oh, then there wasn't a lot
Yes.
last time.
Yeah, there were less vendors. All the vendors I saw were the same vendors. Um, which isn't bad because now you get it's like literally like I'm like, hey, they're like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, um, but it's just I'm cool with once a year because it's not a Comic Con anymore. It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely a pop culture thing. You know what I mean? Like you can go and just walk around and get some beef jerky and some homemade popcorn and some homemade soda and buy a model gun or a sword or a Funko. And there's some comic books
Yeah.
here if you like them. So it's a cool day. I recommend it to anybody who like if you especially if you have kids. Like I mean, there
Mm-hmm.
was a little kid running around. There's a little kid dressed like Chucky, and he went by me. I was like, "What up, Chucky?" And he
That's
just like smiled.
scary.
He like smiled, nodded. I was like, "That's dope. That's dope." But so yeah, and
There might be less comic vendors too because they do it 3 times a year.
right. But even
That's a lot.
I don't know how far comic vendors come to that,
Mm-hmm.
But because I told your grandma, I was like, there used to be a guy, he was set up right there and he'd be like, have a huge setup. I said, in the year that me and Julius came unsupervised, the first year he had money of his own, I said, I literally just like bought everything that dude had. I said, and he hasn't been back here in like 4 years. He
Mm-hmm.
hasn't been back. And he used to set up because I saw him that time. And then the next time we went, he was there again. And he said, I remember you because you bought a whole bunch of Fantastic Four off of me. And I was like, yeah. And then I haven't seen him in a few years. So I was telling your grandma how there's a lot of, not a lot, but there have been a couple local conventions that are just comic books that are starting to pop up just to get back to that idea of buying comic books. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, but still CityCon is what it is. My thoughts on them needing to change venues, now I'm not so sure because I think they could handle WizardCon, but the day they really managed,
You mean WizardCon?
I mean, not WizardCon, I'm sorry, the David Lawrence Convention Center. I
Mm-hmm.
think they could handle that. They definitely because I've been in David Lawrence when it's empty.
Me
It's so
too.
it's so big, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't think Still City could fill it, but I still think it would be a better move. Just because like the whole like two bathrooms, one place to get food, all that stuff start like I was going to
It's
eat there, but then
ridiculous. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, I'm
You
not standing
can't
in that
eat there.
line. Yeah, it's like it's just and then they had the nerve to sell beer. I'm like, you have one place selling beer right across from a place that's selling food, and it's like 100 some people jammed in this one
Mm-hmm.
little spot, and you have to walk through that area to get to the other side. And now they're
Oh,
doing
they
the
definitely
thing.
need a bigger venue.
Yeah. So then they're doing a thing now where they have sightings over in the hotel.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Bud, when I tell you we were pulling in, we got there at 11:30 and there were people everywhere. And I'm like, this is unsafe because people are running back and forth from the
Mm-hmm.
convention center to the hotel and they're not they don't care. And I'm like, it's like somebody's gonna get hit by a car. So I don't know. I don't know, but they did manage the crowd way better today. Like when we got there and there wasn't a line to get in, I was like, thank God. Then we got in and
Mm-hmm.
you could actually move. So I was like, this is nice. Like it's not just like, we were there from 11:30 till like 2:30. So we stayed for like 3 hours and we
Mm-hmm.
saw we saw everything. And I took a picture of Winnie Cooper from Wonder Years, Danica, whatever her last name.
Oh, didn't you have a huge crush on
No, your Uncle Doug did to the point where he said I
her?
literally thought she was my girlfriend. So I sent a picture of her and sent it to him. He said, and I ain't gonna lie, but she bad. Like I looked at your grandma, I said, Mom, she's bad. Like I'm 20 feet away from her, and I'm
She
like,
was the
wow.
love interest, right?
Yeah, she was Winnie Cooper. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, Bud has aged very well
Hmm.
because next to her was the queen from the first Mummy movie, and she looked all right. And then next to those two were two girls from Melrose Place from when I was in high school, Daphne Zuniga and the blonde haired chick. And when I tell you, I looked at them, I looked at your grandma and I said, Mom, I ain't gonna lie. If I go up there and get an autograph, they're probably trying to take me home. Your mom was like, Matthew. And
Feeling yourself.
she said, no, because they were just regular. I was like, those are
Mm-hmm.
just regular chicks right there. And she was like, what you gonna say to them? I'm gonna say, my mom be like, what's good? What you trying to do? She was like, start. She's like, Matthew, stop. But so we so I saw them and Martha Plimpton was there, and I was like, "Oh crap, Goonies for life!" You know what I mean? Goonies never say die.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
she was there, and I saw your uncle Chet's coworker, Mr. Breaker, the art teacher,
Okay.
and he was in line. So I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, he pulls out this poster, a Goonies poster, and he's like, "After this, I'll have every autograph except Chunks, because you know Chunks doesn't even act
Uh,
anymore. It'll be Chunk and Josh Brolin, but everybody else will
mm-hmm.
have." And I'm like, "Yo, that's dope." I was like, "That's dope." So then he's like, "Check this out." So he pulls out another poster. It's like the whole Harry Potter. It's Harry Potter. It's like the whole cast.
Wow.
Then he pulled out the Star Wars one, and I said, "Is that everybody?" He said, "Yep." He said, "Han Solo cost me a couple dollars." I said, "I'm sure it did," but so I was like, "That's cool." I said, "You still buying books?" And he said, "Nah." Like he just kind of does that now. Like he gets
Yeah.
autographs and he gets sketches, but he's like he doesn't read. He's not reading anything. And I was like, I feel you, like because the hobby is getting expensive. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I'd say still CityCon for the casual fan. I'd give it 7.5 stars out of 10. But for the comic book fan, I give it 4.5 stars.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah. But so that's my review of Still CityCon.
Cool. I actually just went to Golden Apple yesterday.
Yeah, how'd you do?
Good. I bought the rest of the Saga stuff I needed.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Golden Apple. It's a LA staple, I guess, comic book store. Like celebrities go there and stuff. For
Yeah, I
those of
think
you who don't know.
isn't it the oldest comic book store in Los Angeles or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I know it's like a pretty big deal. But I
Yeah.
was just looking around, like graphic novel wise, like there's so many options. I was like, whoa, this
Oh
is,
yeah,
because I was
yeah,
just like skimming through, like I went in, I got what I needed, and I was just like browsing a little bit. I was
yeah.
like, man, yeah, I would be set just coming in.
Oh yeah.
But
Like buying graphic novels, buying trades.
hmm
You could get plenty if you're just trying to read. Oh
yeah,
crap,
they have plenty.
crap. I will say this. Sorry, it's back on Still City because I even said something to your grandmother about it. For you, the dilemma you faced at San Diego, no, it's Still City. You wouldn't have had that problem.
Yeah,
Lot of modern
they
stuff. That's
do
what.
have.
Yeah,
That's why I
they do.
like that.
Yeah, they do have a lot of modern stuff.
Because
So
they know what people are trying to,
yeah,
they know what the average person is trying to
it's look.
buy.
Yeah, it's trying to buy. Yeah, yeah. No one's there trying to buy.
Yeah,
But
no
I
one's investing in.
yeah, yeah. I showed your grandmother about a dozen copies of Amazing Spider-Man 300 and probably a dozen copies of New Mutants 98, which people that's the first appearance of Deadpool. Amazing Spider-Man 300 is the first appearance of Venom.
Hmm
And I was like, see, and I was like, I bought and sold those 3 times. I said, and I have to buy them one last time. And she was like, why? I said, because it's at a point now where I have to get them. I said, because they're getting really expensive. I was like, and as a collector, I have to have that in my collection. I have to. Like me saying I had them doesn't mean anything to me. Like I have to have
hmm
them. But it was just funny. Like this one guy had 3 of Amazing Spider-Man 300. I'm like, you're just trying to sell these bitches. He had like an
hmm
8, a 9.4,
Yeah.
9.6. I'm like, that's just funny. But she asked about it was interesting. She was asking me about the cases and things like that. And I explained the difference between a graded book and a raw and all that stuff. So it was cool. But anyways, back to Green Apple or Golden Apple. That store, I told your grandma, I said California has been good to me. Like you have a really good comic book store in your town, and that's what's up for
hmm
real. Um, you want to do anime corner real quick?
Sure.
All right. Well, I finished Demon Slayer season 3,
Me too.
and yeah, it's everything they said it was. I was so mad when it was over. Like I'm like that season was like 3 days, not even. It was
I know.
I was like, that was. I'm like, this poor Tanjiro gets no chance to recover from anything. They
He gets
just,
balled up
oh
each
my
time.
gosh. I was like, this dude, he's barely recovered, and he's just like, but what they're building on with Like,
Yeah, I'm glad we're getting some more info
yeah,
of like
yeah,
what's actually going on.
yeah.
That was like the highlights for me. For me personally, I like season two a little bit more. Um, this one just didn't hit as hard for me, but I
Oh,
still
really?
really enjoyed it. Yeah, there's moments where I was like, that's dope, but like overall, like season two, especially, I was like, there's just episodes. I was like, yeah, get some, get
Get
some.
some, yeah.
But this one, I never had that. Never had
But
that.
spoilers, when Nezuko or what's her name, Nezuko,
As
what's
it
it,
go.
Nezuko, when Nezuko, I thought she was dying,
Yeah,
but
I was like, and
but
they were showing the
I
flashbacks.
I was
I
like,
was like,
no,
man, dude, I was like, this is the whole
no.
point of him
I'm like,
becoming
yeah, I'm like,
this.
what's he gonna do now?
Yeah, like his whole point of becoming a demon
Oh,
slayer
he
was
even
to
said
find a
it. He was
cure.
like to save my sister. Yeah, to cure
Yeah,
Nezuko. I was like,
and it was showing the
no.
whole history. I was like,
Oh,
no, this can't be happening.
and
That was
yeah.
sad. But then
Oh, yeah,
she
she
lived.
conquered the sun. She conquered the sun,
I was
man.
like, oh, it's about.
I
I was
was
like,
like,
something's up with the dad.
oh
Like,
yeah,
like the freaking dummy was
yeah.
him,
It looks
looks
just like his
just
dad.
like a
Yeah,
healthy him,
yeah,
and the number one
yeah.
demon
Demon Slayer looks just
is
like his
him.
dad. Yeah, like I'm
So I'm
like,
like,
yeah, you're of that bloodline for show.
yeah, I'm
Like,
thinking like his dad was that mummy, became a demon somehow, but then had him. And then like he was forced to become a demon again. Something
mm,
like, if that makes
what's
sense. Like
what
I think
what?
he was like, I think his dad was that dummy, right? The number
Yeah,
one guy. They had to
yeah.
make
The
six
actual guy.
swords
Yeah,
to,
to keep up with his hands. Yeah,
yeah. I think that was
yeah.
his
Which I was
dad.
like, what? He got six
I
arms
was
because he
like
was that.
that fast.
Yeah,
I think that was his dad. Became
yeah.
a demon. Like I think he was
Something.
like
Yeah,
lost, put up a good fight against Muzan or whatever his name
yeah,
is. Became
yeah,
a demon. I don't know. Somehow worked it out where he was able to, have kids or whatever, maybe.
yeah,
But then was forced to become a demon. I don't know. Something's up with. I need
yeah,
answers
yeah. Something,
because
something.
his
Because
dad
I
was
mean,
sick.
yeah, his dad
His
was
dad was,
sick.
but
Yeah,
he did that fire technique, which scares Muzan, the main
yeah,
demon, to
yeah,
death.
yeah. Because he's done seen that before. He
Yeah,
done seen it.
yeah, and like
Yeah,
even every upper rank, they get his flashback seeing
yeah,
this same
yeah,
technique, and they're like,
yeah,
oh, he's
yeah,
shaking,
yeah,
and the
yeah,
memory. So like, I'm like, that has to be the dad.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that dummy isn't an ancestor. I'm like, that has
yeah,
to be the dad
yeah, yeah.
somehow
Well,
a thousand years ago.
DJ sent me a link, your cousin DJ,
Okay.
for to read the manga if you want to read the manga.
I'm not. Funny you say that just because right before this, I was texting Ian and the
Yeah.
manga art is terrible.
Is it? Well,
It's bad.
you've always said that Demon Slayer is one of the only anime where the anime is definitely better than the manga.
Yeah.
You
I
said
mean,
it.
I just
You've told me that
skimmed.
since season one.
Yeah, I just skimmed like flipped through pages of it and
Yeah.
I'm like, thank God for this anime
Wow, that's crazy.
because like the animation, the fight scenes, it's just so
Yeah.
it's very simple, especially after seeing that how they animated it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Now
Because the
my
story's not that strong.
yeah.
It's not bad, but it's
Yeah.
definitely not like Full Metal or something
Yeah,
where it's
yeah.
very story
Yeah.
driven.
Yeah, very much so.
So if you have okay art and
Yeah.
an okay story, I'm gonna
Yeah,
wait till the
then I'm
animation.
okay. Yeah, then I'm
To
okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. They now one of my only concerns with season 3 was the people that we know and love were gone.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
I
knew
was
that
like
going in.
and I was like, huh. So you're gonna introduce some new people for us, or you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
be able to make us care about them. That was my thing. Because at this point
Uh,
we love, Pighead dude, and we love
yeah,
so it was like
that was the gang.
you're taking away the gang. Yeah. So I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
understand I'm with the amount of Hiroshima, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
That there are, you're gonna want to give them all some play. I'm like, what is that going to be at the cost of seeing the characters that we've known grown and loved?
Mm-hmm. I unfortunately knew because
Okay.
someone told me they're like, yeah, so and so, those two characters are not in the next arc. And I was like, what? Like it
Yeah,
made me
that's
not
crazy.
excited for it. I was a little disappointed because, I love the pighead guy.
I know you do.
Oh,
I know you do.
he just everything he says, I just laugh. Like
Yeah.
even the short scene he was in when he was on
Yeah.
the wall, I was like, get out of here. And they're
Yeah.
like, we don't
Yeah.
know how, but you can't be poisoned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what?
It only like affects him like half of what it affects
Hmm.
everybody. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
dope. Yeah. I was a big fan. I also started Jujutsu Kaisen.
Mm.
My thoughts are still the same that it definitely has parallels to Naruto, but I like the pacing. I like the
Fast
show.
though.
It's fast, but I'm cool with fast because I still have to get back to my Dragon Ball Z rewatch because now I'm thinking I want to watch Super, but I want to get through my rewatch first. And
Hmm.
and I want to watch actual Dragon Ball too. So I have to like, I got a lot going on.
And that's
Uh,
slow.
and that's slow.
Yeah.
So yeah. So Jujutsu Kaisen, I'm digging it. I am. I'm digging it.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, it is good. What else? Yeah, but that's about it. I heard rumor that Whitney actually told me that she heard that they're about to release new episodes of Hunter x Hunter. And I was like, get
Mm.
the fuck out of here. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'm enjoying Crunchyroll so
Yeah,
far.
we'll
I
see.
hope you
They've
are
been
too.
saying that for
Yeah, for
years.
years, for years. But other than that, that's it for me and anime. Um, TV wise, my reservation dogs are back.
Hmm.
So I'm enjoying it. It's the final season. Tyke is pulling at your heartstrings a little bit, but I'm digging it. And that's literally like the only show I'm watching. Is that as I wait for Marvel to drop more shows. I keep saying I'm going to start Abbott. I just haven't started Abbott Elementary yet, but I will. So
I will too, eventually.
yeah, you know what your uncle Chet said to me yesterday?
What?
Hey, bro, did you watch the Meg? And I was like, what did you say?
Oh
And
my
he was like,
God.
hey, it wasn't that bad. And I said, yeah. And then Cairo was like, yeah, Uncle Matt, you gonna watch the Meg too? And I was me and Julius were talking about watching some movies we wouldn't normally watch, just so we can give honest reviews. But
Hmm.
yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
Car-
thought about that some more. And I'm like,
yeah,
man, I really don't want to pay a ticket price to
yeah,
go see that.
yeah, yeah. You
Because
might
I
have to
keep
do like
seeing trailer commercials for the Meg 2, and it keeps getting worse. Like
maybe
Jason
we'll call.
Statham on a boat and he's
Yeah,
jumping with a
yeah,
spear.
with a
I'm like,
spare. Yeah, maybe we should do like home reviews. Like this is a
yeah,
review that's
a
not going to
couple
make you.
months
Yeah, we're
later.
like, hey, so I'm at home and I had nothing to do, and I decided to watch the Meg too. Yeah, just hey, and it's exactly what I thought it would be. But
Yeah.
so how about my man Dwayne Johnson? My best friend.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't like him because he's my best friend. So you know
At
how
you.
he rolled up on that fighter and like surprised him when
Hmm.
last we spoke.
The
Well,
donation.
he
Can't just
the,
say whooped
the
up. Yeah.
no the donation. He did the
Yeah,
$1 million,
okay.
the 6 figure, 7 figure donation, and then he
What about with
did.
the fighter?
Then with the fighter, he showed up with the fighter, who had been through like hell. He bought this motherfucker a house.
Hmm.
So he takes him to the house. He's like, yeah, just we got to stop here real quick, and like that's not what he said, but however he got the dude to the house. So the dude's looking around the house and he sees pictures, and it's like pictures of him and his family. And he's like, hey, and the guy's like laughing. He's like, oh wow, that's crazy. It's like me, my family, and this and that. And then finally Dwayne like says what he has to say, and he gives him the keys to his own. He's like, this is for you. And I was
Hmm.
just like, I'm like, why are you doing this to me, man? Why are you still trying to
Yeah.
do this? You trying to make me like you.
He's
And
pulling at
again,
Andrew Carnegie.
yeah, and again, it wasn't on his page. It was on something else. So I don't know what he's trying to do, but I don't know. Maybe something happened. I don't know. But so yeah,
Black Adam happened.
like I know. Oh, he's trying to get us back in his good flavors, as Tommy Pickle would say. Was that Tommy or Chucky to say good flavors?
I
His
don't know,
good. It
Dad.
was Tommy. It was Tommy. My good flavors. That's the opening of Rugrats too, bud. Rugrats in Paris. But anyways, yeah, maybe he is trying to win us over, huh? But yep. So that happened, and that's about it. I did see an interesting
What
post. Hmm?
what was your post?
I saw an interesting post like right before we started recording about all the characters that have been released in this phase of the MCU. I was like, oh my God. There have been so many forgettable characters that we just like haven't seen since their introduction. And I'm like, what are they going to do? Like,
What are
what are they?
some of them?
Oh, bud, it's Agatha Harkness, right?
Yeah,
From
for some reason, it's getting her own show.
U.S. Agent, the new Captain America. Remember,
Oh yeah,
we
yeah,
all forgot about him.
yeah.
Um,
He had a cool story till his end.
until the end. Yeah, who else was there? Ah, I forgot again. Moon Knight.
Hmm.
Um, the girl in Moon Knight with the wings,
Oh yeah, snap.
whoever she was. Oh crap, sorry. Um, there was somebody else. I don't.
Okay, I think all
Yeah,
these characters just goes to show us how, they're literally giving us quantity over quality because, we don't remember them.
Loki, like female Loki, Black Widow 2, Shang-Chi, all the Eternals,
Okay, yeah,
America Ferrera, or whatever,
that's
not
what I
America, but
mean. Like they're just trying to boost the rot. It's like the fact we don't care should show you
yeah, like I'm like
what you're
it's
doing wrong.
because that was my thought. Do I care about any of these people except
No,
like She-Hulk? I mean, I like She-Hulk. I know a lot of people didn't.
that's what people were saying. Yeah, I liked the show too. I'm not gonna lie. Didn't love
Yeah,
it. I liked it.
I liked it.
But a
Yeah.
lot of people are saying like, with the new Avengers, like, okay, we're
Yeah.
gonna have all these new people, but we don't care about any of the characters,
No, we don't.
and you at all.
Let's say,
Oh,
but it
it's
had
literally
to.
the definition of quantity over quality.
Yeah,
And I've been
yeah.
saying this since the phase started, and you've
Well,
been denying it.
we had to get. Well, you can't say quality over quantity when you're only two shows in. You know, you gotta say. I mean, quantity over quality. You gotta wait till there's some quantity before you go. Okay, none of
Mm,
this is good. But it just, man, it's just. Oh, that's what it was. He was talking about Shang Chi, and I said, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I always forget about Shang Chi, and it's not that it was bad. That's not what I'm saying. But of the movies that have been out, that and probably Black Widow are the two most forgettable for me
hmm.
anymore. Like I just forget all about them. Like
I forgot about Shang-Chi too, but
yeah,
I remember really liking it.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like I
It's
enjoyed it.
good.
You really liked it. I
I
enjoyed it.
did.
You know, and I know a lot of people that really enjoyed it. Um, but I forget about it. And
I
like
do too.
he
That's just
pops
because another reason though is like we said last episode, they're doing so we don't know where the story's going.
right.
So the Shang-Chi stuff, it's not even with the cosmic stuff or the time stuff. It's its own thing. And
Well, is it though because of the rings?
well, we don't know. There's a
The
lot of
rings.
unanswered questions.
Well, but what if, just give me a second. What if they managed to tie all this shit together and it out, and you're like, oh my God, there was a plan. What will you say then?
I will say, do the means justify the end?
The ends justify the means. Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. No, no, it's
Yeah,
do the means justify the end.
do the ends justify the means?
Oh,
That's the
okay.
figure. That's the
That's the
figure of
figure of
speech.
speech.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
same
yeah.
thing.
It's the same thing, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying. Yeah,
sorry.
it's all
But you know
right.
what I meant is
I do
that
know what you meant. Yeah.
it's like, okay, you gave us every five movies, there's one that's good. Or every five stuff you make, there's one
But
good
what if we
movie
end
or
up with
show.
like, what if it ends up being, well, surprise, Shang-Chi ties into the Celestials, and surprise, the Celestials tied into
I will be
Midnight
impressed.
Suns? Like, what if this whole
But
time,
but
but
the stuff that it wasn't good to watch, so it doesn't really matter.
well, nah, see, that's the weird thing. The only thing that I've watched that has been truly disappointing was Secret Invasion. And I think truly disappointing, bud. Come on. You liked She-Hulk. You liked Miss Marvel. You
I didn't
liked
watch the Miss Marvel.
Oh, you didn't? Well, I like
No.
She-Hulk. I like Miss Marvel.
Dad,
You
I
you you
no.
didn't like Eternals because you don't like art.
I thought
But
Eternals was okay. I did not. I thought Moonlight was okay. Disappointing. I know people
mm,
don't agree. It's disappointing. She-Hulk was okay. What other Blackhead Widow I did not like. Winter
you
Soldier was
always
okay.
say that.
Winter
Why didn't you like Black Widow? I don't understand.
it was just so bland. And you know me, when I watch movies, I'm focused. I was in the theater and I fell asleep
Hmm.
for the
You're
first
probably
25 minutes.
you're probably drinking pink Whitney the night before or
No,
something.
no, it was
No.
a Tuesday or something.
Oh,
It was,
all right.
and that should tell you all. This, you look at phase 3 and 4, or whatever, phase 4 and 5. I don't even know what phase we're on now. That stuff, oh my God, it's just literally, they're not even giving us the heart of what I loved. I'd rather get one thing every year than five things that I just don't care about.
All right. All right. I can't argue with you. I mean, I could, but what good would
I'm
that
just
do
saying
us?
a lot of the internet is agreeing. They're just like,
Yeah,
let's
but I was
just
just saying, what if at the end of the day, what if
okay,
it
if they
all
tie it off,
works
I'll be
out?
like, okay, cool, but this wasn't good, this wasn't good, this wasn't good. Yeah, you were able to connect it, but I want to actually enjoy what I'm watching.
Because I was like thinking, I was still on that Black Widow shit, and I'm like, that would have tied in very
That
well with
movie is
Secret.
trash.
But oh my
No one
gosh,
likes no one likes that movie
I
except
do
you for some reason. It is awful.
because the kitchen scene was amazing,
And that's the only good scene of that movie.
and
It
it's
is a
amazing.
bad movie. It is bad. It is so boring. It is so basic.
Oh my gosh,
The
man,
villain is a joke.
the villain is bad, but until
His
then, it's
threat
all
is
right.
a joke. Oh my God.
Oh
That
man,
movie.
dang, people, you hear him? You hear it, right? You hear it,
Yeah,
people.
please, honestly, of this new phase, say a movie and I could go in a rant about it.
Guardians
We
3,
could play a drinking game.
not Guardians 3.
Not Guardians
It's
3.
not even part of. It's not even a part of this phase.
No, it's
It's
literally
not. It's not. It's its own thing.
it's its
It's just
own
literally.
thing.
They were like, "It's just go ahead and make it because we can't tell you anything about the next
Hmm.
phase." And he made this dope movie. So,
Hmm.
but
The
and
last thing I have, you texted me earlier. Jason Aldean. How do you say his name? Aldean?
yeah, Jason Aldean.
Aldean. Country
Yeah,
singer.
yeah, and he's got that. Try that in a small town. Yeah,
Yeah.
his controversial song that I've never actually listened to. Um, apparently people were calling him racist because of the things he was saying in his song about the things that happened. And but then, surprise, surprise, a number of brown and black YouTubers made reaction videos to the song, and they were all like, "This song ain't racist." And I was like, "Oh." So, because I knew he wasn't saying anything crazy, like, I don't know, white people, black. He wasn't. He was just talking about like stuff that happens like in big cities, and
Hmm.
people just immediately took it as him like talking about like minorities. And I'm like, that's not what he's saying. If you feel like that's what he's saying, then maybe you need to check yourself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. It was like a mini controversy, and then all of a sudden I was shocked to see that people actually took the time to listen to the fucking song and had his back, you know.
See, I didn't even listen to the song either, but I did hear too that the song he's like try that in a small town or however he says it.
Yeah.
People were like, yeah, that sounds like take matters in our own hands type
Well,
beat.
no, I mean, he says, like, I got the lyrics for you. So he says, sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk, carjack an old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool? We'll act like a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. We'll try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here, we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't try that in a small town. Um,
Okay.
so, oh, he said full good old boys raised up right. Yeah, that would have
Hmm.
pissed me. That would have pissed me off. But I wouldn't have called him racist. I'd have been like fucking good old boys. But that's just me. But I get what he's saying. You know, to take care of your own and look out for each other and all that shit. So, and that's it, really. I mean, there's only one other verse.
Hmm.
Like literally, it's like that. The chorus full of good old boys raised up right. If you're looking for a fight, try that in a small town. and then he repeats the chorus again. That's the song. So, you know, I mean, if he's implying something, you know,
You know, would that be the intro of this episode?
please,
Uh,
please, please. I can't even sing because I don't even know it. I'm
I
sure
don't
it's
even
like
know this
I'm sure it's
song.
some shit like
It's
try
probably like
that
try that in
in a
small
small
town.
town.
No, I think it's like
Yeah,
uplift. I think it's like
yeah, yeah,
pop country.
yeah. Well, in any
Try that
case,
in a small town. I don't
yeah. I
know.
mean, you know, you know what I always tell you, bud. You're from the 724. What? So I mean,
Small
I don't.
town. That is a
Yeah. So
small town county.
yeah. So I mean, you know, I ain't mad at him.
Oh, last thing I wanted to say before we go. You mentioned the Thriller album like a while ago.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I found out recently that Michael Jackson, what he wears under that white jacket is not a vest, not a dress shirt. It's a black zip-up hoodie.
Really.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what? Yeah, because if you look at the inside, yeah, that's
It's
what
a
he's wearing.
zip-up hoodie. This whole
Yeah,
time, I found this out recently. I thought he was dressed up, you know? No, he's
yeah.
wearing a zip-up
Hey,
jacket under a suit jacket.
hey, start. I
What?
know. They were like, it's Michael. Just let him go.
Let him go.
He
But it
got stuff to.
looks fancy.
He thinks he might have to run after this or something. I don't know,
Mhm.
man. Wow. Hey, and I did start reading Dune literature um on the flight to see you.
Okay.
Um and I read you the quote, right? And I sent it to you, and I read it to your sister, and the famous quote about fear being the mind killer,
Oh.
and I won't make people suffer through it, but I called Sergi, and I was explaining to him because I'm like obsessed with this quote now, and I started reading it, and then Sergi starts rattling off this other quote from the book. And I was like, that's why I fuck with you. Because I was telling him, I was like, it just amazes me how like this iconic quote from this movie that anyone who's read Dune can like recite
Hmm.
was in the first chapter of the book. It blows my mind. I was like, that just shows to me like how strong his writing was. I was trying to explain to your mother, like if you ever written anything, you know from writing, when you hit your stride and you kind of get your swag when you're writing, and you're like all of a sudden you can write. Like you're having one of them days where you're writing. You're like, oh, I'm writing, you know. And I feel like when he wrote that line, he must have been like, yeah, I probably can bang out a couple chapters today. Because you know, there's times when you're writing things and it's not coming easy, but then
Hmm.
there's times when you're writing and it comes pretty easy, you know. And yeah, yeah, it was just I don't know, it's just a very good quote, you know. But fear is the mind killer. But yeah, that's all I got, bud. I think we
Me
chopped this
too.
up like completely
Yeah,
today.
where we
You
talked
know,
about pop culture,
it
news,
was yeah,
Hollywood drama,
yeah,
comics, anime,
yeah,
literature,
yeah.
movies.
Little slice of life, little slice of life. I think, yeah,
Yeah, hopefully the
yeah.
fans got a lot of
I
this.
hope you got your money's worth, people.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to thank our sponsor, Blue Chews. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Uh, yeah, no.
One day.
Yeah, one day. They better hope we never cut a commercial for anybody
Oh
because
man.
oh, it's gonna be bad stuff.
The
But
ego will be high.
yeah, I bought me brand new pack away t-shirts with that check. Like, it was amazing.
Oh, I've been meaning. I know I don't want to drag this on, but I did want to bring this up. You're talking about white t-shirts. People
Yeah,
are loving those shirts from the bear. You know, Carmi iconic outfit is a white t-shirt, right?
buddy, stop playing. So what? There's a shortage of white t-shirts now.
No, people are like, what are the white t-shirts that he's wearing?
Oh,
And
what
they
are they?
found two brands. I forget the one, but the one is this Japanese brand. It's called Whitesville, I think.
Yeah,
Japanese hand, like the
yeah,
spindle, like it's
yeah,
old
yeah,
school. It's for a
yeah.
pack of two. It's $50.
I need that. I need
They
that. They
don't
probably
have like the seam in like the
yeah.
middle or
Ooh,
something. It's like
yeah,
it's like like I said, handcrafted, old school. Just
yeah.
expensive because it takes a while to make.
They probably
But
don't have them in my size. They'll be like, we
I don't
have.
know.
They go up to like a large. I'll be like, man. They'll be like, lose weight. They'll be like, lose weight, fatty,
Yeah,
lose weight, fatty. I'll be like, hey,
but
man.
Yeah, those I know those prices. Like people are buying those now because they found
Yeah,
out this from the bear.
cause of
Yeah.
Carmi. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hey, well, I mean, I
They
ain't mad
look
at
like
him.
nice shirts, so.
Hey, the quest for a white t-shirt, the perfect white t-shirt, that shit is
Hmm.
real.
It's
And
hard.
I'm at a point in my life where I could probably buy two white t-shirts for $50, and your mom be like, okay. But
Yeah,
then she'd be
you
like,
could,
yeah, she'd be
but
like,
you'd
don't,
have to
because,
take care of
well,
those
she,
ones.
yeah,
Like
she'd
you'd
be
have to
like, don't wear them to
bleach
work.
those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's literally like my uniform. I wear a white
Hmm.
t-shirt every day. I literally changed yesterday, and I was like, "Are all my whites in the dryer?" I said I need a white. I said I need to put on a white t-shirt. Your mom was like, "Okay," because I had a black one on, and I was like, "It's so crazy that it's the exact same t-shirt, but it's black." But when I tell you, it feels different to me when the shirts are colored. They actually feel
Hmm.
different on
They
my
do.
skin.
I
Yeah,
think it's different, the dye and stuff.
yeah, it feels different. Like it
Hmm.
lays different. It's different. And I don't know. Actually, I do know when my problem with white t-shirts started. I remember when it started, but I just can't stop. I just threw three away. But anyways, all right. What's it called again?
I think
The
it's Whitesville.
Whitesville. Okay,
They're a Japanese brand.
I'll
But
look
yeah,
it up.
that's all I have. If
Yeah,
you people out there want to buy a good pair of white t-shirts, there you go.
yeah. And if you happen to be buying white t-shirts and you bump into Simony Cricket, please tell
Oh,
her.
yeah, yeah.
Please tell her that next week we promise
We'll
to
get the
ask that
answer.
question. Yeah, well, yeah, we'll get. We're on it. We're on it. Just we ran out of
Hmm.
time. We ran out of time. So
Always.
yeah, strangest thing. So
Yeah, check us out on Instagram at Sun and Pops Culture. Also TikTok at Sun and Pops Culture.
mm-hmm.
We have some highlights and some other cool stuff that we do.
Some low lights.
Some lowlights, some chicken reviews.
Yes,
We
indeedy.
appreciate you looking us up.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
son.
Sun. Oh,
He's
he's
son.
Pop. He's
Yeah.
Pop. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Peace.